So it's just like, we go out to the box and then one of these nuts hits me in the head. You know Hawai, right? You don't see it. What's gonna happen? Sure enough, we start. It took
That's nice. Oh. That's beautiful. I love their work.
Just the graduation. Comfortable.
Yeah, there's several.
Chris!
sisters.
They're magnets. Here's all the people getting doctorates. There's all the people getting doctorates. No, it's first. They're the teachers. What's other teachers? So usually what they do is when they get their doctorate and stuff, they get to represent their school and where they came from. So that's why they wear their uniform.
Actually being that.
Next year you should.
Please not. Chad?
Kana hele hele ya lai ya eke ki ohu e ka ua koko o na kino malu I kalani malu e hoe e ho olu mai ana o laka I kona mau kahu o mako no He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha no na ewa. Pili ana I ke kai, ko I la haloa kupa o ka aina. E o e kai aha maule ola, ke awa o puuloa. He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha no hono uli uli. Uli liana ka ana e holo la ka I alia ka makani. Ke kani o ka pu e o la ho o la ina pula pula. Na pula pula o hono uli uli. He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha no ho ai ai. Vai ana o ka ahu pahau la I ka nani ulu kukuna. O ka ulu no ka pahu hopula, aina I ka ulu vehi o ho ai ai. He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha no waikele. O kele ana pai a pula i ka pā mai o ka ulu moku. Ua ulua ua laulala, te one kuili ma o kanaka, te one kuili ma o waikele. He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha no waipio. Ki o ana i luna lilo la, kau pono ku au makua. He huli aku i he kaila, i ka lai ula o hana loa, ka lai ula o waipio. He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha noa e awa. Alawana kuhi aloko la, kuhia ia mai e ka pono. Kule ana kane kua ana la, ina mamo ke kono hipi, ina mamo wai awa. Haina mai ka puana la, he aloha no na ewa. Hiana i ke kai koila, haloa kupa au ka aina. E o e kai aha mauleo la, ke awa lau puloa.
Kai aha leo la, ke awa pu'uloa.
Did.
Thank you, Drs. Leilani Basham, Sa'ilie Manu Lilo Mayava Doctor, and Kamuela Young, and candidates for graduation, Lehua Gould and Chloe Pua'ena Vieira, for He Aloha no Na Ewa, which was composed in honor of the Ewa District and each of its Ahu Pua'a. They were accompanied by the UH West Oahu Chorus. Special guests, members of the graduating class, parents, family, and friends, welcome to the 2018 Spring Commencement at the University of Hawaii, West Oahu. My name is Leila Y. Shimokawa, and I'll be your co-MC for today's festivities. This is a special occasion for your graduates and families, so please silence your cell phones. And now, may I please welcome to the podium our Chancellor, Mainette Benham.
Thank you, Leila. Velina mai e nā haumana, nā kumu, nā hoaloha a me nā ohana. E ia kāko ma ka papahana puka kupulau o ka makahiki e lua kaukani umikuma aiva. Welcome, students, faculty and staff, friends and family to our Spring 2018 University of Hawaii West Oahu graduation ceremony. Mahalo nui to each of you for coming to celebrate the remarkable accomplishments of our graduates. Graduates, we received a congratulatory message to you from Senator Mazie Hirono. I will read it to you. Aloha and congratulations to the University of Hawaii West Oahu class of 2018. I join with your family and friends in recognizing the graduates for your achievements and for realizing this milestone. You will soon join me as an alumnus of the University of Hawaii. Looking back at my college experience, I realize how much of an impact my time at UH had on my life. Know that hard work and steadfast commitment does provide rewards and open doors to great opportunities. I hope that each of you will use the knowledge and experiences gained at UH to pursue your passions and find a career that is fulfilling. I also hope that you use the skills you learned at UH West Oahu to serve others and give back to the community. I look forward to hearing about the accomplishments of the class of 2018. Sincerely, Mazie K. Hirono, United States Senator. Ho'omaika ia oko wa imua e pupukahi I holomua I nā po ki'i. Congratulations to our graduates. It is now time for us to sail forward.
Thank you, Chancellor Benham. And now, in what is a tradition here at UH West Oahu, I'd like to introduce my co-MC candidate for graduation, Moana O'Ali'i To'omalatai. Moana is a candidate for graduation with a degree in business administration and concentrations in accounting and management. She's the vice president of the Associated Students of the University of Hawaii West Oahu, a member of the Dean's List, and tutor at the No'eau Center. Please welcome Moana.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here. It's my pleasure to introduce the University of Hawaii West Oahu Band and University Chorus, who will be performing the Star Spangled Banner and Hawaii Pono'i. Please rise.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattled, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag still there, boasting us that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the brave, the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Thank you to the UH West Oahu Band and its co-directors, Michael Nakasone and Chad Kame, and the University Chorus, led by Justin Kaupu. I'm pleased to introduce our distinguished guests. Please rise as your name is called and remain standing. Will the audience please hold your applause until all are recognized? Brigadier General Suzanne Vares-Lum, our keynote speaker. Regent Michael McInerney, please rise, thank you. Regent Brandon Mark Higa. Dr. Donald Streny, Vice President for Planning and Academic Policy, University of Hawaii. Dr. Maynette Benham, Chancellor, UH West Oahu. Dr. Jeffrey Moniz, Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Dr. Julie Oliveira, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Dr. Alan Rosenfeld, UH West Oahu Faculty Senate. Dr. Derek Choi, Chair, Business Division. Dr. Mary Heller, Chair, Education Division. Dr. Stanley Orr, Chair, Humanities Division. Dr. Christina Liu, Chair, Public Administration Division. Dr. Mark Hansen, Chair of the Social Sciences Division. Dr. John Magnuson, our Faculty Marshal. Dr. Paula Major, our Faculty Marshal. Lehua Gould, Student Speaker. Moana To'o Malatai, Student MC. Senator Michelle Kidani. Representative Ty Cullen. Representative Cedric Gates. Representative Sharon Har. City Councilman Ron Minor. City Councilwoman Kimberly Marcos Pine. Naoto Yoshikawa, Chancellor of Hawaii Tokai International College. Keith Hayashi, Waipahu High School Principal. And Kieran Polk, Executive Director of the Kapolei Chamber of Commerce. We are grateful for all that you've done and are honored that you could be with us for today's celebration. Please give them a round of applause. I would like to invite Chancellor Benham back to the podium to present our Na Lehua Ula Alumni Award. Okay.
The microphone, it's so farther down. This year, in partnership with the University of Hawaii West Oahu Alumni Association, we are presenting a new recognition, Na Lehua Ula, awarded to distinguished graduates of the University of Hawaii West Oahu who have, like the red lehua once common in the Ewa district, blossomed forth and become a source of both sustenance and beauty. These individuals have contributed to and made an important impact in their community with the knowledge and skills gained through the education at the University of Hawaii West Oahu. They have taken the best of scholarship and practice and added the values they learned from family to make a stronger and more vibrant community for future generations. Today, we honor the first graduating class of the University of Hawaii West Oahu, the class of 1977, 6 Pu'eo strong alumnus. I will call each distinguished alumnus to come forward to receive their recognition from 2 of our founding faculty, Dr. Ned Schultz and Dr. Dan Boylan, assisted by Alumni President Shannon Takai and Director of Fund Development Kent Corsi. They will present each recipient with a special Na Lehua medallion and certificate. Our first recipient is Euholio Tabisola, represented by his daughter Driza Tabisola Nuesca. Euholia Javier Tabisola, born in the Philippines, immigrated to the United States at a very young age. He and his wife had 5 children, and when he finished his last tour in the Army, they settled in Mililani. Euholio earned his BA in Public Administration at UH West Oahu because the classes were in the evening, and he worked full-time during the day at Tripler Army Medical Center. His daughter, Driza, who is here with us today, remembers being dragged to those very classes and sitting quietly in the corner eating her snacks. Euholio passed away in 2011. Driza and her husband, Rodney, are here today with Euholio's grandchildren, Ezekiel and Haley. Our second recipient, is Richard Lagori, represented by his daughter, Carmen Earl. Richard Marion Lagori was a native of Cincinnati and a veteran of World War II and the Korean War. He interrupted his college education to serve his country and then to raise a family. After putting his children through college, he was able to complete his education thanks to the opportunities provided at West Oahu and the support of his beloved wife of 47 years, Nancy. He was 59 when he earned his degree in sociology as a member of the class of 1977. 2 years later, he earned another degree from West Oahu in anthropology. He passed away in 1996, and he is represented today by his 3 proud children, Carmen, Richard, and Michael, and his equally proud son-in-law, Gary Earl, and daughter-in-law, Suzanne Cassart. Accepting his award today is his daughter, Carmen Earl. Our third recipient is Miles Hashida, represented by his daughter, Jeannie Ota. Miles Masaki Hashida currently lives in Las Vegas, Nevada. Miles Hashida was born in Aiea in 1934. He served as a tanker pilot in Guam and Okinawa during the Vietnam War. With the help of the GI Bill, Miles earned his BA in psychology from UH West Oahu. He and his wife Nancy have 6 children, 15 grandchildren, and 22 great-grandchildren. At 84, Miles no longer travels, but he is represented here today by 3 of his 6 proud children, Jeannie Ota and Dean and David Hashida. Accepting his award today is his daughter, Jeannie Ota. Our fourth recipient is Mila Medallion Ka'ahanui. Mila Medallion Ka'ahanui, born and raised in the Philippines, she is a 1966 graduate of the University of the Philippines and worked as a college librarian before immigrating to Hawaii in 1968. In 1977, she graduated from UH West Oahu with her BA in Social Sciences, later followed in 1979 with her master's from UH Manoa. Mila says of her time at UH West Oahu that it was a transformative experience for me. It was like turning on a switch in my mind, signaling me to move forward and work toward my dream of a better life and making a difference in others' lives as well. In 1994, Mila was appointed by Mayor Jeremy Harris as director of the Municipal Research and Records Center. In 2010, she was appointed by Governor Neil Abercrombie as executive director, Office of Community Service in the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations. Mila Medallion Ka'ahanui is with us today. Unable to celebrate this occasion with us today is Deborah Olson, who lives in Montana, and she wrote to us, "I have fond memories of Dan Boylan and Ned Schultz, my history professors. My career followed a path of working for a data center, working in telecommunications, working as a business manager for a sports team, and then managing a regional distribution company in the animal health industry. I wish the graduates great success." Also not with us today is Christopher Wilkes, who lives in Florida. He emailed that he has many fond memories of the time he spent attending UH West Oahu, and he said at that time, you couldn't beat the student-teacher ratio. Please recognize the first graduating class of the University of Hawaii West Oahu and the first recipients of our Distinguished Alumni Na Lehua Ula Award. Mahalo.
Thank you, Chancellor Benham, and congratulations to all of the Na Lehua Ula recipients. We are honored to have with us today from the UH Board of Regents, Michael McInerney and Brandon Markiga. UH West Oahu is grateful to the Board of Regents for its continued support of our campus. I would like to invite Regent Michael McInerney to the podium.
They gave me a speech to read, and it's always dangerous to get me behind a podium because I used to be a teacher. But there's no whiteboard behind me, so you're safe for now. Vice President Straney, Chancellor Benham, faculty, staff, family, and friends, but most important, graduates. I'm honored to be a part of today's momentous occasion. It is truly a joyous time, and I thank you for inviting me to make comments on behalf of the Board of Regents. I think it's fascinating that in 1977, this would have been a very short ceremony with just 6 people sitting up here. Now we're up to 250. Where will we be in another 20 years? 500? 1,000? It's the fastest growing campus in the university system, and we're all very proud of you. I congratulate all of you. Each of you has a different story to share. Some have navigated through unconventional routes to be the first in their family to get a college degree. Many have juggled full schedules, balanced school, work, and family. Others have embraced their college experience, filling up their plates with a slate of extracurricular activities. Many took advantage of UH West Oahu's online offerings to complete their degree requirements. All will soon share in one common trait. You will all be proud graduates of the University of Hawaii, West Oahu. I want you to think about where you're going from here. You really don't know where you're actually going to end up. In January of 1970, I graduated from a small university in southwest Wisconsin. Who would have thought all these years later I'd be regent of the University of Hawaii addressing you? Your horizons are unlimited. Your future is vast. Seize the opportunities. We honor you as we celebrate your perseverance and commitment to achieving your goals. On behalf of the Board of Regents, I extend to all of you congratulations and warm wishes for the future, and a special thanks to all of those who made it possible for you to obtain your degree. Mahalo.
Thank you, Regent McInerney. And I would like to call Chancellor Benham to the podium to introduce the keynote speaker, Brigadier General Suzanne Var-Islam.
I'm actually going to invite Vice President Don Straney to the podium to come and give remarks on behalf of the UH system.
Aloha, and I was going to give my time to the keynote speaker. On behalf of University of Hawaii President David Lasner, the officers of the university, and the 9 other campuses in the system, I bring congratulations and greetings to the graduates and their families today. We know how much it has taken to get to this point. We know how much those in the audience have helped you do it. There are 3 things that make a campus great. The first is the community that calls the campus forth and provides the context for your learning. The second are the faculty who provide the instruction that takes advantage of where you are and prepares you to serve the community that called the campus forward. And finally, what really makes a campus great is the accomplishments of the alumni. You have examples before you of what alumni of the University of Hawaii at West Oahu can accomplish. And in a few minutes, you join their ranks. You're on the stage because we know you're ready to accomplish great things as alumni of this campus. We can't wait to find out what you do. Congratulations and aloha.
What does it mean to be courageous, to be authentic, to be brave? One needs only to sit and chat with our speaker today to know that she exemplifies all three of those qualities. Brigadier General Suzanne P. Varis Lum, born and raised in Wahiawa, a proud graduate of Aiea High School. She received her Bachelor of Arts degree in journalism and her Master's of Education in Teaching from the University of Hawaii at Manoa, and graduated from the U.S. Army War College with a Master of Strategic Studies degree. She is currently the Mobilization Assistant to the Director of Strategic Plans and Policy, U.S. Pacific Command at Camp Smith, Hawaii. She has a key role in the Pacific Command's effort to shape and maintain regional security through development of diplomatic, economic, and military policies. Prior to her current position at U.S. PACOM, she served as the Chief of the Joint Staff Hawaii National Guard, the Vice Chief of Staff and the 298th Regiment Multifunctional Training Unit Commander. Brigadier General Varis Lum was also mobilized in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom 3 and led the Joint Intelligence Center in Balad, Iraq. She is highly decorated. Among her many awards, which I will just name a few, she has received the Legion of Merit, Bronze Star Medal, Meritorious Service Medal, the Iraqi Campaign Medal, and many more. She also is a 2017 Ellis Island Medal of Honor recipient. Beyond her career accomplishments, Susie is companion and friend, married for 29 years to Courtney Varis Lum, and mother and role model to two daughters, Diana and Connie. She is also active in our community as a mentor, speaker, and supporter for many community organizations. Indeed, the message of being courageous, being authentic, and being brave is what she inspires in all of us. I am honored to introduce my friend, and now your friend, Brigadier General Suzanne P. Varis Lum.
Mahalo nui, Chancellor Benham, and to all of our distinguished guests and leaders, community leaders, family and friends, and of course the graduates of University of Hawaii at West Oahu 2018. What an honor and privilege it is for me to be here to share this special day with you and to know all the accomplishments that you have done to this point. You made it. You know, after years of hard work, perseverance, and commitment, you achieved this landmark moment, so congratulations. And you look fabulous, class of 2018. And how inspiring it is to see all the faces out here of the proud family, friends, community members, the people who've walked along with you and are proud to walk beside you today when you receive your diploma. Now, just as the Regent mentioned that each of you have had a journey, each of you have a story to tell. Each of you had a struggle, maybe late nights of working while trying to balance family, work, and multiple jobs. And some of you may be single parents. Some of you are the first in your family to receive a college diploma. And some of you are veterans in here who returned from challenging places around the globe. And some of you came from far away and made this your home. And some of you are rooted in generations in this place, our Kanaka Maoli. And some of you have had to maneuver tough challenges in your life. Yet, all of you have someone or something, some belief that brought you to this point to be able to walk across this stage today. And we could not be more proud of you. You know, years ago, I stood where you are at the University of Hawaii, 1989. And a funny thing is I don't even remember who the commencement speaker was. So I thought, of course, what could I say today that you don't already know? But maybe my purpose here today is simple. It's simply to illuminate what you do already know, what our ancestors have taught us throughout time, what this place has taught us. You know, time changes, people come in and out of our lives, but some of the lessons in life remain, as our first class would probably tell you. You know, after I graduated from the University of Hawaii and was commissioned from the University of Hawaii Army ROTC program, I went into the regular Army as a second lieutenant, into a world in 1989 where there was still an East and West Germany. You've probably read that in your history books. And it was a time when eggs, a dozen eggs cost about 65 cents and a gallon of gas 91 cents. Can you imagine? Michael Jackson and Prince reigned supreme. Our US president was Ronald Reagan, and Russia was the Soviet Union. And that was our biggest security challenge. And there was no cell phone and I had no internet. But today we live in a different world. Eggs now cost about $2.61 for a dozen, and on average it's $3.40 for a gallon of gas. Social media has changed the way we live. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat rule the day. And we live in a world where there's multiple global security challenges, and most of them here in where we live, the Indo-Pacific region. So time goes on and our circumstances change around us. But you know, we can't be afraid of change. Indeed, some may say we should be afraid of not changing. And I don't mean changing the values and foundation of our ancestors who taught us so much, but changing to make ourselves the best selves that we can. And you, no doubt, are the manifestation of this idea as you're here today. And as soon as you walk across with that diploma, you will be that manifestation. This place, the University of Hawaii, West Oahu, rests on grounds of many of our ancestors who worked hard to build community, who dreamed great dreams for future generations. This place, West Oahu, I grew up with this place around me. I grew up surrounded by the Waianae Range, the Arakawa store in Waipahu, sugar on the Ewa Plains, pineapple in Mililani, Wahiwa, Kunia, running around with Nomo slippers in the Wahiwa Gulch and getting tadpoles. It was those days when you could see the black snow from the sugarcane ash from these Ewa Plains. And it was during my small kid time when stores were closed in the evenings, and on Sundays, if you ran out of eggs, you could just go to your neighbor and ask for exchange a cup of sugar for some eggs. And it was a time when neighbors kept an eye on each other's children. It was a time when people were not too busy to drop by with a custard pie and just talk story or start a paina in the garage. When people wouldn't think twice about helping each other, because that's what we do. There was something extraordinary that happened in the 60s and 70s, and our first alum could probably tell you, and when I grew up, there was a renaissance in teaching some of the old ways that were being lost, that were rapidly disappearing in a generation gone by. And while the landscape of this place has changed from our ancient Hawaiian ancestors in the plantation days that drew many ancestors from faraway lands, their voices of hard work and their dreams for you remain. You know, I think to myself that my ancestors maybe dreamed and prayed for me a long, long time ago, because my story is one in which most people who knew me as a child would never have imagined that I'd be standing before you today as a graduate of the University of Hawaii, and definitely not a brigadier general at U.S. Pacific Command. Because I was born and raised in Hawaii, of a dad from Maui of Hawaiian, Portuguese, English, Tahitian, Chinese descent, and a mom from Japan. My background's not unlike many of you sitting here today, of mixed cultural identity. Growing up, I watched my dad put food on the table through long hours and hard work. He caught fish, all kinds of fish imaginable, killing and smoking pig to put food on the table. We were a family that knew when it was payday, and maybe some of you can relate. because we could enjoy the Diamond Head crackers and the Napoleon ice cream. And I didn't realize Napoleon was actually Neapolitan until later in life. And I didn't know library had library. And besides water, we were treated with dented pineapple cans from the cannery that my auntie, who worked and lived in Makaha and drove to town just to work in the cannery. And sometimes my dad would bring a bag of clothes from his friends at work, and we would dive into it because that was the used clothes. That was our new clothes. So not surprisingly, I struggled in school as I spoke Pidgin English exclusively. I joked that I learned to speak standard English watching Sesame Street Electric Company and Brady Bunch. But it was a little more challenging for me with a dad who spoke Pidgin English from Maui and a mom with a thick Japanese accent. But it was really actually the teachers at Aiea High School. It was the professors at the University of Hawaii who helped me to be truly bilingual. And as the chancellor might say, trilingual now since I'm in the military. I speak military. So, speaking of courage, a few months ago, I saw Va'aho'okulea sitting in Pokai Bay, and I marveled at the courage of our ancestors who really had the courage to brave the vast and rough seas across the blue expanse to this place. The ancestors who had the courage to come from a faraway place and visualize a life for their descendants. Just as our ancestors visualize, you have taken what has been provided to you here and made a better life for you and those around you. You are a part of this place. Your graduation today is a result of your sweat equity and perseverance, as well as heart and commitment to passing on knowledge of the professors, the counselors, and leaders here at West Oahu. And while today marks an end of one phase in your life, it's a beginning of an exciting new journey. You, like many who've come before you, are called to lead and malama your family and community. You didn't work this hard to cloister yourself, but to spread your wings and to share the knowledge, experience, and wisdom that you gained here, and I hope you will. There's nothing more rewarding than to see you take what you've learned and make a difference, to have a vision, to see beyond the horizon, and continue to strive to achieve your goals. And as you reach your goals, don't limit yourself. Instead, live by Queen Kapi'olani's motto, Kulia Ikanu'u, strive for the summit. And when we think of the summit, I think of Haleakala, except you're on foot and not in a car. And there's twists and turns and high elevation, cold, thin air. And you can't stop because it's hard, because you need to reach the summit. And even if the odds are against you, you have to find the strength to find ways to overcome those obstacles that lie ahead. Because those obstacles will be there. The question is how you will overcome them. And when you get to the summit, there's an extraordinary, breathtaking beauty that extends beyond the peak, just like Haleakala. So you've reached that peak. So what lies ahead beyond your next summit? And when you strive to meet that next goal, there'll be more obstacles, no doubt, and you'll get knocked down. I hate to tell you, that's the reality of life. But I urge you, just like you did this time, you pull yourself back up. You dust yourself off, you throw your shoulders back, and you keep striving. Those obstacles that you experience are a refining process. Gold is refined by fire, and if we look at the tough times with that perspective, we will be stronger for it. And sometimes those obstacles will require the help of those around us, and I hope that you don't be so prideful that you don't ask for help. You had the help of the people sitting in this audience who are walking next to you again as you walk across this stage, and I have no doubt that you will give back what you've received and help others who come in your path. I hope you hear the call of our ancestors who came before us and serve others. I hope you have the courage to stand up for injustice and not live in a bubble because the world needs you, your talent, your vision, your leadership. Me, you might say, yes, you. They need you. Clearly, your accomplishments today you've made a decision not to be defined by others, not to be ordinary, but extraordinary. No matter who you are, where you come from, what gender, race, religion, cultural heritage, place of origin, you've decided not to be defined by others. And as you go forward, don't give in to the naysayers in your own mind and by others. And as I end today, I ask that you remember who you are and where you come from. Remember that you were given a special gift. It's like a fingerprint. No one else has it but you. Remember to love your family and take care of your friends. And be a light wherever you go. Learn, listen, teach, encourage. Find inspiration in our past, our present, and our future. And hunt the good stuff in people because it's so easy to find fault. And when you walk out of here today, I hope that you will stand a little taller with your shoulders back and be proud to be a University of Hawaii West Oahu graduate. What an honor it has been to be here with you today on your special day. We are so proud of you and thank you so much. God bless you and your family. Mahalo pia.
Thank you, Brigadier General Varislam. Now our Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Jeffrey Moniz, will recognize the candidates for graduation with distinction and honor students.
The university is proud of those students who are graduating with distinction. Based on a 4-point scale, these candidates have earned a minimum grade point average of 3.75 and have completed at least 30 credits at UH West Oahu. You'll find the names of these outstanding students marked with an asterisk in your program. Will all those graduating with distinction and wearing a red cord please rise or raise your hand? Okay. Please remain standing or keep your hand raised until I'm done if you're able. In addition, the graduating class includes several members who were selected for national honor societies, such as Alpha Phi Sigma, Alpha Kappa Delta, Lambda Alpha, Psi Chi, Sigma Tau Delta, Golden Key International Honor Society, and Kappa Delta Pi. To symbolize this achievement, these students are adorned with cords of various colors, pins, or medallions. Will those students please rise or raise your hand? And you too need to keep standing or keep your hand raised. We would now like to recognize the student marshals. These students' academic achievements have resulted in their selection to assist their fellow candidates during the commencement ceremony. Will the student marshals, wearing a red and white cord symbolizing their service to UH West Oahu, please rise or raise your hand? We would like to call upon those students who augmented their studies by participating in service learning. Those with the service learning red stole, please rise or raise your hand. Hold on, we're almost at the end. We would like to recognize those students who served in various capacities on our chartered student organizations, including the Associated Students of UH West Oahu, Campus Center Board, Student Media Board, and Student Activity Board. Thank you for fostering our thriving student life. Please rise and raise your hand. Last but certainly not least, we would like to recognize our student veterans and thank them for their service. For those veterans, including those in the audience, please rise or raise your hand. Now, audience, Please join me in applauding one more time all of these distinguished individuals for their accomplishments. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Moniz. Now, Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, Judy Oliveira, will introduce our student speaker.
I am honored to introduce this year's student speaker, Lehua Gould. Lehua is graduating in a degree in business administration with concentrations in accounting and a degree in humanities with a concentration in Hawaiian Pacific studies. What an overachiever. She also served this year as our ASUH president and was one of our star tutors here at our No'eau Center for Writing, Math, and Academic Success. Please welcome Lehua.
Aloha mai ka koe ko umau hoa papa, ku umau kumu, a me ku ohana. O wau o Kelly Lehua Gould a no kapole mai au. Mahalo nui ko o ko hele ana mai I ka puka ana o ka papa e lua kaukani umiku mama walu. Aloha classmates, professors, distinguished guests, and family. My name is Kelly Lehua Gould and I am from Kapolei. Mahalo for joining us today for the graduation of the class of 2018. At the start of our ceremony, I was honored to have chanted alongside my kumu of 5 years, Leilani Basham, as we shared her composition, He Aloha no Na Ewa. This chant, written for the University of Hawaii West Oahu, speaks of the significance of the moku or district of Ewa, various ahupua'a or land divisions within this moku, and shares mo'olelo or stories relative to each place. This oli strives to encompass 3 overarching themes: aloha, wahipana, and imina o'au. Today, I will be speaking of each of these 3 themes as they apply to our class of graduates. Aloha, meaning love, respect, and admiration. During my time at UH West Oahu, I've crossed paths with various professors, administrators, employers, and classmates that have embraced me with love and encouraged me to excel. My classmate and friend, Wella, who pushed me to apply for the UHWO Chancellor Scholarship, Dr. B and Professor Rosenlee, who wrote letters of recommendation on my behalf, and my scholarship advisors, Martin and Joe, who have always been my biggest cheerleaders from the time we met 3 years ago. My No'eau Center supervisors, Lokelani, Kaiulani, Robin, and Mel, and fellow tutors and great friends, Jazea and Moana, whose unwavering support and confidence in me has allowed me to develop a confidence in myself and an aspiration to be and do more. Lastly, my ASUHWO Senate members and my student government advisor, Roel, who have contributed to my growth as a student leader and have reminded me that the greatest leaders lead with aloha. As students of UHWO, we've come into contact with various people who share in the same fears, aspirations, struggles, and successes. By learning of each other's personal and professional stories, we as a community on this campus have been able to develop relationships of respect, understanding, and admiration for one another. But our love and respect on this campus moves past our relationships with each other, as it also includes our relationship with this place. Wahipana, or legendary place. As a resident of Kapolei, living just down the street in one of Kapolei's first Hawaiian homestead villages, I've attended both Kapolei Elementary and Middle School, played softball at the community park, and caught the Kamehameha school bus at 6 a.m. from the Kapolei Recreation Center. I've grown up in this community. As a University of Hawaii West Oahu student of 5 years, I've also grown up on this campus. I've placed stones within the walls that enclose our hale, interviewed Chancellor Benham when she first arrived on campus, gave input as student government president on the strategic plan for the development of our campus, and been present for the grand opening of the Na'ulu Center, where we held Cram Jam and Night Awunuk this semester. In this way, my classmates and I have not only witnessed the growth of one another, but the growth of this campus, our campus, this legendary place. As one of many intentions of the University of Hawaii West Oahu was to service the Leeward community, we are undeniably blessed to have been able to learn and pursue education in a place that has now become a home down the street from home. Imina'oao, to seek knowledge or education. As my classmates and I have come to realize, the University of Hawaii West Oahu has provided each of us with a wealth of knowledge, both in and out of the classroom setting. While we have experienced the teachings of past historians, theorists, philosophers, mathematicians, and authors, the knowledge that cannot be duplicated or learned anywhere else is the knowledge of the people on this campus. It is not what we have learned, but also those that we have learned from that have created a sense of kauhale, community, and ohana, family. It is evident that we have sought and pursued knowledge, which has carried us to this milestone point this morning. But mai puina, never forget, a'ohe pau ka'ike ka halau ho'okahi. All knowledge is not learned in just one school or on one campus. Therefore, as students, our quest for knowledge will never fully cease. With that said, to the class of 2018, as you leave our home today, continue to pursue teachings of aloha, wahipana, and imina'oao. Love, respect, and admire the places and people you encounter on this next walk of life, and seek knowledge, not only in books and essays, but from those places and people that throw us from our comfort zones into life-altering adventures. Ho'omai ka'i ka papa elua kau kani umiku mama walu. Congratulations and mahalo.
Thank you, Lehua, and congratulations. Now, UH West Oahu Faculty Senate Chair Alan Rosenfeld will give the final salutation to the graduates on behalf of the faculty.
Aloha! Graduates, today is your day. A day for you to rest in the comfort of your accomplishments. A day for you to radiate pride without hesitation or shame. A day for your friends and family to celebrate your momentous achievement. For today marks the realization of a life-changing dream. But the subject of my speech this morning is failure. Let me say that word again. Failure. For what matters in this life of ours is not success so much as it is failure. Or more precisely, how we respond to those moments of failure. Angela Duckworth has called it grit, while Carol Dweck has coined the term growth mindset. You see, the main reason that you're occupying the seat of honor on the stage today is not because you have succeeded, but because you've persevered in the face of adversity. Thomas Edison was hard of hearing as a child and told by one of his teachers that he was, quote, too stupid to learn anything. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Steven Spielberg's application to UCSC's film school was rejected. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television gig as a news anchor in Baltimore. The late Daniel Kahikina Akaka lost his first election campaign, a 1974 bid to become Hawaii's lieutenant governor. But none of those precious souls let those failures define them. Instead, they pursued their dreams with renewed vigor and determination. So, you bombed an exam. You missed a paper deadline. You froze with panic during your oral presentation. Yeah, that one was really embarrassing. You repeated a course. You changed your major. You only made the dean's list 7 out of 8 semesters. You fell just short of that perfect 4.0 grade point average. But you did not cry, at least not that much. You did not whine or blame others. And you most certainly did not give up. Rather, you picked yourself off the ground, dusted yourself off, and got right back to work, even more motivated and focused than you had been before. Who among us has never failed? Show me the person who has never known failure and I will show you someone who has not set the bar high enough. If your goal is simply to be undefeated, the solution is simple. Schedule weaker opponents. But if your goal is truly to be successful, to reach your highest capabilities, to serve as an inspiration to others, then you must challenge yourself to the fullest, even at the risk of failure. No, especially at the risk of failure. Yes, today is a day of celebration, and celebrate you shall. And as you depart campus today, leaving your college career behind you to enter a new and perhaps even frightening stage of your life, be prepared to make mistakes. Be prepared to fail. But remember that you have the strength within to overcome those challenges and achieve greatness. And remember that you are alumni of the University of Hawaii, West Oahu. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rosenfeld. We will now proceed with the awarding of academic degrees and certificates. I would like to call Vice Chancellor Oliveira and Loya Akiona from Student Affairs to the podium to present the candidates for degrees and certificates. Will Regent McInerney, Vice President Straney, Chancellor Benham, and Vice Chancellor Moniz please come to the stage? And may I ask that our faculty marshals please head for the end of the stage as well at this time.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Business and Applied Science degrees please rise and come forward? And will the Business Division Chair, Dr. Derek Choi, please join the reception line? Moana Ali'i Toi Malatai.
Yep.
Kelly Gould, Business Administration Accounting with distinction. Emmy Inoue, Business Administration, Accountant, and Finance with distinction. Kayla Marie Santos, Business Administration, Accounting.
I think you just do the concentration and with distinction.
Roy Alman Alazate with distinction.
Finance with distinction.
Blaine Hokama, General Business Administration.
Yeah. Perfect.
Janet Sauni, Accounting and Management. Maya Moore, Accounting and Finance. Jazia May Gadina, with distinction. Mizuki Hayashi, Accounting. Michelle Ricardo, Accounting. Chriselle Ann Mariano, Accounting. Kimberly Estrella, Management. Shauna Pace, Management. Janine Daigle, General Business Administration with distinction. Lauren Lucero, Management. Brandy Lolotai, Management. Robert Cooter, Management. Mark Victor Monding, Management. Liana Meyer, Accounting. Blake Marimoto, Management. Jonathan Ogata, Accounting. Brett Angel, Accounting with Distinction. Jaren Micah Valente, Marketing. Marielle Ann Alipo. Sharisa Coons, Accounting. Jeffrey Gio, General Business Administration. CJ Shiro, Marketing. Chester James Makadangnang, General Business Administration and Management. Melissa Green, Management. Josette Kars, Accounting with Distinction. Matthew Childs, Management and General Business Administration. Katrina Sumile, Management and Marketing. Lauren Smith, Marketing. Sherry Picanco, Management. Tiari Mahiko, General Business Administration. Kyla Bolton, Management. Charles Macaran, Accounting with Distinction. Zusen Liu, Accounting. Weifeng Liu, Marketing. Jake Hamada, Finance. Kyla Comstock, Marketing. Hazel K. Pascua, Accounting. Tiana Adams, Management. Kara On, Management and Hospitality and Tourism with Distinction. Dave Smith, General Business Administration. Marty Chin, Hospitality and Tourism. Jaylene Payangayong, Marketing. Chelsea Lugo, Hospitality and Tourism and Marketing. Sheo Kekona, Hospitality and Tourism and Marketing with Distinction. Davian Abe, Hospitality and Tourism with Distinction. Rachel Tandura, Hospitality and Tourism. Michelle Allison Iloretta, Hospitality and Tourism. Robert Murray, General Business Administration. Shannon Cruz, Marketing. Roman Anthony Terry, Accounting. Selena Uckland, Management. Erica Ellen Tasala, Accounting. Jensen Tylo, Marketing with Distinction. Jonathan Tunga, Management. Ashley Loa, General Business Administration. Janelle Kekulani Ungos, Marketing. Bryson Damasio, Management. Emma Jordan, Marketing. Christopher Racho, Accounting with Distinction. Kentaro Hart, Accounting. Austin Tamayo, Finance, Certificate in Risk Management and Insurance. Courtney Pelekai, Finance. Noel Lam, Finance, Certificate in Risk Management and Insurance with Distinction. Natalie Familiar, Management. Tyler Wong, Management. Blossom Encilio, Management. Angeline Lamu, with Management with Distinction. Monica Kwan, Accounting with Distinction. Valesia Skipper, Accounting with Distinction. Jessica Gwynn, Finance. Derek Aguilar, General Business Administration. Kainoa Perez, Accounting. Christine Natividad, Accounting with Distinction. Sydney Marajas, Computing, Electronics, and Network Technology with Distinction. Haji Corpuz, Creative Media. Mengdi Su, Creative Media with Distinction. Mandy Kitog, Creative Media. Jelena Felisa Abui, Creative Media with Distinction. Annalyn De Los Santos, Creative Media with Distinction. Benjamin Gilbert, Creative Media. Charnel Cassandra Collin, Sustainable Community Food Systems. Michael Moses, Information Security and Assurance. With distinction. Leslie Martin, Information Security and Assurance. Nathan Fiesta, Computing, Electronics, and Networking Technology. Michael Son, Information Security and Assurance. Pierce Howell, Computing, Electronics, and Network Technology and Information Security. Emerson Barillo, Computing, Electronics, and Networking Technology. Lorraine Kakpa, Information Technology with Distinction. Robert Kuakini, Information Security and Assurance with Distinction. Luis Gardina, Information Security and Assurance with distinction. Jonathan Murden, Information Security and Assurance. Cesar Martinez, Information Security and Assurance. Maurice Gonzalez, Information Security and Assurance. Zarek Villanueva, Computing Electronics and Networking Technology. Galutao Anga, Computing Electronics and Networking Technology, Information Security and Assurance with distinction. Oliver Furman, Information Technology. And Douglas Chan, Information Technology. Congratulations, Business and Applied Science candidates. Please be seated.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Education degree please rise and come forward? And may I ask the Education Division Chair, Dr. Mary Heller, to join the reception line. Yep. Talia Lawrence, Middle Level Education, Mathematics, with distinction. Kristen Umakoshi, Secondary Education, Mathematics, with distinction. Malia Kihei, Secondary Education, Social Studies. Austin Wandasan, Secondary Education, Social Studies, with distinction. Lydia Hoff, Secondary Education, English. Coraline Suniko, Secondary Education, English, with distinction. Kristen Faustina, Elementary Education, with distinction. Alohalani Yoshikane, Elementary Education. Angela Johnson, Elementary Education. Julie May Balisa Khan, Elementary Education. Kelly Oshiro, Elementary Education. Jacqueline Cardwell, Elementary Education, with distinction. Nicole Warner, Elementary Education, with distinction. Jake Huang, Elementary Education, with distinction. Bryson Matsushima, Elementary Education. Marianne Kahalehoi, Elementary Education, with distinction. Charimel Raralo, Elementary Education. Kelly Liu, Elementary Education. Jody Shiraishi, Elementary Education, with distinction. Brittany Megan Iwata, Elementary Education. Karen Galuardo, elementary education with distinction. Marielle Cesar, elementary education. Amy Yanuaria, elementary education. Sharina May Chrysostomo, elementary education. Tyler J. Creedler, elementary education. Congratulations, education candidates. Please be seated. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in Humanities please rise and come forward? And will Humanities Division Chair Dr. Stanley Orr please join the reception line? Kelly Gould, Hawaiian Pacific Studies with distinction. Puaena Vieira, Hawaiian Pacific Studies. Jessica Nishimura, History. Kevin Bicheda, Creative Media. Adrian Labrador, Creative Media with distinction. Berlin Pikake Kamaunu, Tester, Hawaiian Pacific Studies. Yvonne Inseong, English. Kanani Marcos, English with distinction. Cherie Richardson, English with distinction. Henry Park, English. Coraline Suniko, English with distinction. Lydia Huff, English. Congratulations, humanities candidates. Please be seated.
Will the candidates for the Bachelors of Arts in Public Administration please rise and come forward? And will the Division Chair for Public Administration, Dr. Christina Liu, please join the reception line? Corin Munafo, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Danita Garcia, Justice Administration. Chriselle Marie Bassa, Healthcare Administration. Ashley Jane Escano, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Darina Ubala, Healthcare Administration. Jonathan Ancheta, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Stephanie Marte, Healthcare Administration. Jade Alfaro, Justice Administration with distinction. Logan Pierce, Justice Administration. Raylyn Gail Nicholas, Healthcare Administration. Cicely Kamaka, Healthcare Administration. Jessica Pence, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Mark Pa Pilar, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Jordan Ogawa, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Travis Medoro, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Ronel Poguragan, Disaster Preparedness Emergency Management with distinction. Kavohi Onolani Jenkins, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Priscilla Himalaya, Healthcare Administration. Del Manini, Justice Administration. Michael Kohlberg, Justice Administration. Nicholas Kalin, Justice Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Aliyah Baruga, Healthcare Administration. Carlo Escaner, Healthcare Administration. Shaver Griffin, General Public Administration. Corin Aquina, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Kristen Honda, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Drew Chung, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Healthcare Administration with distinction. Casey Pahukoa Lindsay, Healthcare Administration. Marielle Morale, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Shanette Joy Rebow, Healthcare Administration. Kareti Vaivai, Justice Administration. Gail Higashi Takehara, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Kanani Borges, Healthcare Administration. Amanda Ramirez, Healthcare Administration. Jerome Israel Mikko, Justice Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Mercy Pune, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, General Public Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Rochelle Esplana, Healthcare Administration. Yenny Ann Chen, Justice Administration. Lani Hamili, Justice Administration. Ava Kaihui, Justice Administration. Dana Hirschman, Healthcare Administration. George Argota, Justice Administration. Jennifer Dela Cruz, Healthcare Administration. Danielle Maglalan, Justice Administration. Molly Heffernan, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Lindsay Prada, General Public Administration Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Sol Abdirman, Healthcare Administration. Latanya Edwards, Healthcare Administration with distinction. McLean Wynn, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Healthcare Administration with distinction. Lauren Outlaw, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Healthcare Administration with distinction. Jameen Jackson, Justice Administration. Lance De Los Reyes, Justice Administration. Mark Moriguchi, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Manolo Espirito, Justice Administration. Savian Bracken, Justice Administration. Lisa Burnett, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Stacey Lee Yeager, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Raymond Jones, Justice Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Chin Sik Lau, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and Healthcare Administration. Suni Lascona, General Public Administration, Disaster Preparedness, Emergency Management, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Victoria Wood, Healthcare Administration. Robert Bard, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and Justice Administration with distinction. Congratulations, public administration candidates.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences please rise and come forward? And will the Division Chair for the Social Sciences, Dr. Mark Hansen, please join the reception line? Kanani Among, Political Science with distinction. Madeline Trisha Tayal, Psychology. Andriana Banta, Psychology. Nicole Lee Fountain, Sociology. Candice Fergie, Psychology. Darian De Lima, Psychology. McKenna Ho, Psychology. Iris Ponder, Psychology, Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Corinne Paikuli Boretta, Psychology. Irene Rivera, Psychology. Kylie Napoleon, Political Science. Jessica Ayala, Psychology and Sociology. Nicole Nakamura, Psychology and Sociology with distinction. Tanner Otsuka, Psychology. Shayna Souza, Psychology. Tristan Florentine, Psychology. Matthew Miller, Psychology. Malia Mukwahi, Psychology. Tani Moriwaki, Psychology. Summer Lee, Psychology. Norma Atiga, Sociology. Sherelle Gabriel, Psychology and Sociology. Sierra Wallauer, Psychology. Nolito Suga Jr., Psychology. Justin Friesen, Political Science. Nohelani Maikai, Psychology and Sociology with distinction. Kimberly Kuahivinui, Psychology with distinction. Kayla Jones, Psychology. Catherine Sheree Hulama, Psychology. Eli Cintron, Psychology with distinction. Chucky Wheat, Psychology with distinction. Jessa Carla Campuspos, Early Childhood Education. Selina Kiuna, Early Childhood Education. Amanda Webster, Psychology with distinction. Eric Wong, Economics with distinction. Congratulations, Bachelor of Arts in Social Science candidates. You may be seated, and the receiving line may also be seated. May I ask Chancellor Benham and Vice Chancellor Moniz back to the podium, and will our faculty marshals, Drs. John Magnuson and Paula Major, please take your position at the front center stage.
Awesome.
Something right now? Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. Page
The
12.
faculty commencement, Marshall?
Yes.
The faculty commencement marshal is a duty of honor and distinction. Our faculty marshals were selected because of their significant achievements. Dr. Magnuson was the recipient of the 2018 Regents Medal for Excellence in Teaching. And Dr. Major enriched our community by bringing the Bandits and Heroes exhibit to our campus. Congratulations to both our faculty marshals, and thank you for your contributions to our campus.
Will all the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration, Bachelor of Applied Science, Bachelor of Education, Bachelor of Arts in Humanities, Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration, the Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences, as well as the students who are candidates for certificates, please rise. Chancellor Benham, it gives me great pleasure to present you these candidates. They have completed their prescribed courses of study and are recommended by the faculty for the award of the appropriate degrees and certificates.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents and the State of Hawaii, I hereby confer upon you the degrees and certificates to which you are entitled. Graduates, this is a very important symbolic rite of passage from student to graduate. Keep your eyes on the faculty marshals who will guide you through the symbolic transition from candidates for a degree or certification to holder of a degree or certificate. With your marshals as your guide, you will now move the tassel on your motorboards from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you University of West Oahu's Spring 2018 class. Congratulations, UH West Oahu graduates.
Thank you, Chancellor Benham. I would like to give special recognition to my co-MC and UH West Oahu graduate, Moana To'omalatai. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings our commencement to a close. Will the audience please remain seated until the platform party, faculty, and students have exited. You may greet your graduates in the plaza and the grass field to my right after they exit. To view today's commencement ceremony online, please visit our website at westoahu.hawaii.edu. Thank you again for coming.
her like